Oh, super glue. Wonder what that's about. Well, got some things to glue. And I thought I'd turn the webcam on. But unfortunately, the things I need to glue are underneath 10 VHS tapes, including a Rugrats box set that's, missing the bottom. Uh, oh, there's a 30-minute missions. I need to get under this stuff. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? On Bell Squad. Bell Squad represent. Just need to get under all my VHS tapes. Because what I need is underneath them. Because today, we're gluing. And I don't mean solvent abuse. I mean we're actually gluing. So underneath my broken VCR is a giant tote. And inside the giant tote, what is this? And what's in here? Well, I've threatened to do this before, and today we're going to do it. In here is tons of figurines, and some of them are broken. Some of them are figurines that I haven't seen since I bought them. And really, you shouldn't be keeping your figurines in a CEX bag when they can get, where they can get all jumbled around and broken. But I have been really rude to these figurines and thrown them in a sex bag so they can get jumbled around and broken. But today is for correcting the sins of the past. So I get to go through every toy. Not all of them are broken. Here's oh, what year is he? A 1989 Vegeta. Yeah, some of them are fine. He needs a little bit of like paintwork at some point. A lot of these figurines will be fine, but a lot of them will also be broken. This Donkey Kong is he's coming off his girder a little bit, and he's going to need some paint in certain spots. Like there's a bit where the paint's come off his chest. A lot of these I'm going to have to buy like little pots of paint, but where they're dusty, I can go over them with isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip. So yeah, basically, I'm just going to go through a bunch of figures and fix them until I get bored. I need my isopropyl, which is here. Fun stuff. And some Q-tips. And they are in a box. But you're from the UK. They're called cotton buds, not Q-tips. Nah, mate. They are literally Q-tips. Literally? Ooh, literally, mate. They're literally called Q-tips, mate. Literally. Okay. So I'm just going to go under and around Donkey Kong's feet and get rid of the dust. I'm going to go around his body and get rid of the dust that's come off his body as well. I watched that Half-Life documentary, the one they just released, the one that's an hour long. Pretty good. Basically, there was nothing in there I knew about. Everything in that was new to me, new information. But yeah, well worth a recommendation if you're a Half-Life fan, if you like the Half-Life games. Nice little thing. Doesn't outstay its welcome. Went for a job interview today in person at a fashion retailer, and I feel like it went well. And then I did an online one-way interview to webcam for another retailer in the same part of town. But, you know, I came home for that one because that was online. I feel like the interview for the fashion retailer went well. They're hiring for two things: a customer service role for sort of like Christmas, an 8-week role, and a permanent role in their stockroom. And the stockroom role, I think I've got a good shot at that, I feel. But who knows? Do these unseal themselves? Yeah, they got the prick on the other side of the lid. Yeah, okay. It says, do not use on plastic. Are we about to, like, start a fire or something? Maybe it'll let off some kind of bad chemical. Anyway, just pushing Donkey Kong's foot down. You can tell it's super glue because my fingers have already started sticking together, which is classic. I'll be deciding as I go through, like, these figurines and toys whether I want to, like, get rid of any, like at charity shops or something. I'm a hoarder, you see. Like, that's the whole reason I have all these figurines in a box to begin with. I'm a bit bothered by the fact I've managed to get some glue on his arm. And some glue on my finger. Okay, his foot seems to be staying for the most part. This Donkey Kong was stupid cheap when I got him. Hey, Acid, yeah, I got a whole bunch of these old Dragon Ball toys. Picked them up at a boot fair a while back. I think for this Vegeta, all I'm going to do is just run a bit of black permanent marker across there. Donkey Kong's foot is sort of staying on the girder. I didn't think about how annoying this glue is and how easy it is to get on your fingers. Right, let's carry on going through the bag. But some of these things, you know, they'll just be dirty or dusty. Some of them will be fine. Oh man, yeah. Almost forgot about this guy. He's a bit stiff is all. Resident Evil Hunter. So cool. Is there like a year on him? Let's look. Copyright Capcom 2002. I love this guy. Yeah, he's fine though. He doesn't need mending. I mean, his foot has got a bit bent back a little bit. Like, he doesn't stand straight. But I don't think he stood straight when I got him. Yeah, I don't think he's ever stood straight. Yeah, I get the feeling that there's an issue with maybe some of the... Oh, his articulation is a bit stiff. I think he's just... Yeah, he hasn't been played with in forever, so... It's probably just a bit stiff, bless him. You know, I've got the opposite problem. Yeah, maybe there's like an oil or something I can get to, like, loosen him up. Or I could use like a plastic tab to stick him to a surface. But he's super cool. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about like figurines I would get rid of versus figurines I would keep, I would definitely be keeping the hunter, and if not, I'm sure Garlips would have a use for him in a display. Just gonna go ahead and black out Vegeta's hair with a permanent marker. Really gonna do it that way. Honestly, that's as good as any other method, you know. If you're only looking at him from a distance, it's fine. Go ahead and get rid of some of the skin color that's poking through the tips of his hair. I'll give the figure a proper clean at some point. A lot of these, it's going to be isopropyl alcohol and Q-tip. Vegeta is just... It's such a cringe figure. I love it. It's got such a cringe face. Can we autofocus? That'd be great. Nope, looks like the focus is set. I can't do anything about it. Right, so I know for a fact in this bag I've got like anime figures that are broken apart. Then there's figures like this Lara Croft that will need like color matching paint. Because the original idea was to get like tester pots, but tester pots aren't really ideal for this sort of like touching up. And who wouldn't want to touch up Lara Croft? Yeah, I'd be able to like get rid of the dust on like these old figures. But in terms of like painting the figurine, I'd need to color match. Some of them, a little bit of damage is fine, you know, a little bit of wear and tear. Yeah, makes it all look all lived in. I mean, some of these issues and like paint splotches and like damaged areas were like that on the toys when I got them way back when. I do like this Lara figure very much. That's why I bought it. But I'm like real bad for just buying stuff and then not ever keeping it. And then there's some things that, you know, I've inherited over the years because they used to be my brother's. That rubbing noise is me getting some white paint off of Sephiroth. Yeah, this guy's seen better days for sure. It's got his, like, stand arm, but I don't know if I've got his stand. His Masamune is somewhere, I think, in the office, but it's not in the toy bag. So he's missing his stand. And then there's sort of like these weird, like, paint marks on him, and I have no idea where they've come from. There's like red paint on him, white paint on him, yellow paint. It's a good job the rubber of his suit, like, cleans up well. Yeah, there's more, like, red paint and stuff on him. Like, there's actual... It looks almost like blood coming off him, and I have no idea where it came from. Did you play through the Crisis Core remake? You know, I never did. I bought that brand new on Xbox. I'm like, we're going to play through it, and then I never did. And I'm running out of time to play through it before Rebirth. And now we've got the confirmation that Ever Crisis is coming to Steam, and it may well be on Steam very soon. So I should really get Crisis Core done before, like, Ever Crisis comes out. Otherwise, I won't get around to playing that Crisis Core remake. It's because it had been so soon, really, since, 2020, when we played through Crisis Core on a PSP emulator. Like, that wasn't all that long ago. Or rather, it was long ago, but it doesn't feel that long ago. So, I was not, like, immediately excited to play Crisis Core when it came out. Remake, I mean. The Crisis Core remaster. You know what I mean. Yeah, he looks mostly fine. So you're saying you're going to have a Crisis Core Christmas. That really does not sound like a bad shout. Crisis Core Christmas sounds pretty good. And it's catchy. Yes. Sephiroth's mostly fine. Something red, like, paint-wise, has gone in this, I've got a Mario here. And I've got a pipe. But I don't think the Mario comes from the pipe. Because there's nowhere to attach him. He doesn't fit in the pipe. Wasn't the pipe like a Luigi thing? Because there is no way to fit Mario in this pipe other than upside down. Nothing more rewarding than seeing one of a handful of my favorite creators live. Hey, Spoonbill. What do you want? There's nothing better than seeing Escape Route live. What do you want? Ah, for fuck's... That's karma. So yeah, there's some sort of red mark, again, on like the pipe. And it is coming off. Pipe is to smoke ganja. Mario, he has the mushrooms. He smoked the mushrooms, and then he find the talking flower. And the talking flower is like, well then. It's got the paint off the pipe. But I'm really not sure. I could have sworn that was a... Yeah, I'm going through, like, a massive bag. Like, massive bag of toys. I've got shit tons of, like, these fucking Simpsons figures. So much of this shite. And some of them are damaged and they need... A Skylander? I wasn't expecting any Skylanders in here. Okay. Apparently I've got some Skylanders. I actually thought I'd got rid of all my Skylanders. Yeah, this bag is chock full. Maybe I should put together like a... Oh no. I got one of these. Please tell me it's dead. Oh no. It's not dead.
I can read your mind and guess which Pokemon you're thinking of. You just have to picture it in your mind and answer my question.
Okay.
If I can guess which Pokemon it is, it will be added to your electronic collection.
Got it.
Think very hard of the Pokemon you want me to guess. Say okay when you're ready.
Okay.
Great. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Answer yes, no, or I don't know. You can also say it depends. Does your Pokemon have one or several horns on its head?
No.
Interesting. Is your Pokemon mainly brown, like chocolate?
No.
I see. Is it mainly purple?
No.
Does it have a tail?
No.
Okay. Is your Pokemon the evolution of another Pokemon?
No.
That's what I thought. Is it of two different types?
Nope.
the Johto region?
Nope.
I see. Does your Pokemon have legs or feet?
It depends.
Okay. Is it weak against fire-type moves?
Nope.
Can your Pokemon copy other Pokemon's appearance?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I think I know. I believe you were thinking of Ditto. Am I right?
Yes.
Great. We found Ditto. Did you know that some Ditto change shape more easily than others? Let's add it to your collection. Done. Let's try to guess a new Pokemon now. Look at your field guide for ideas. We now have 8 Pokemon. There are 243 Pokemon left to find. If you want to hear the full list of Pokemon we've collected, press the button now. You have collected Clefairy, Ditto, Jinx, Mr. Mime, Pikachu, Rattata, Chikorita. Let's try to guess a new Pokemon. Look in your field guide for ideas. Think very hard of the Pokemon you want me to guess. Say okay when you're ready. Are you still there? Hello? Are you there? Are you still there? Say okay when you're ready.
Damn it. Shut up. Turn off.
Say okay.
Turn off. No.
Say okay
No.
when you're ready.
No.
Say okay
No.
when you're ready.
Fuck off.
Say
No. I'm not ready. I'll never be ready. Do you have red eyes?
yellow like a banana?
Go fuck yourself. You have several horns on your head.
Say that again.
You have several horns on your head. Oh no. It's dead. Alright, recycle the batteries. It can go in the electrical waste. It doesn't know when to fuck off, right? If it was just like, hold a button, and then it goes, okay, I'll turn off now. Goodbye. It wouldn't be so bad. Anyway, yeah, the Luigi belongs to the pipe. I thought it was a Luigi toy. McDonald's, maybe? Yeah, McDonald's. They don't make children's toys anymore. But yeah, he's pretty cool. So I wonder what the Mario's from. I think maybe he, like, attaches to a question block or something. And his hand is stained with what I can only assume is, like, coffee or something. I mean, I haven't been shitting on my toys. Not since I was a kid. Right. Yeah, Squishmallows. Yeah. I mean, the Pokemon trading cards were alright. I had a lot more Happy Meals when they were doing the trading card promotion. Did you get Pokemon Bread in the UK? What's Pokemon Bread? I can't say I'm familiar with it. A lot of this is where the white paint has just come off his hand. I would need to get some white paint, again, like sort of Warhammery stuff, but cheaper, and paint him up. I can read your mind. You want me to shut up now? That's right, you can read my mind. Oh, wow, this Gohan, I assume it's Gohan? Has like a different color chest to his arms. Warhammer paint, but cheap. Yeah, like I'm not gonna spend 20 quid on a little pot of paint. Yeah, I need like a yellow to do up his hair. What I should do then is make myself a... not a bag, because that's part of the problem. I've got some blue plastic boxes. I'm just going to go get them. Look after the office while I'm gone. Okay, I've got these neat plastic boxes from work before we shut. There's a everything 30% off sign. Ooh, receipt inside. How much did I pay for these? Oh shit, there's no receipt in here. Oh dear. I think there was something like 30 pence after staff discount. So yeah, what I'll do is toys that I've mended, I will put neatly in one box. Toys that require painting. And again, Donkey Kong requires painting, doesn't he? Try and like organize this stuff. So he's fine. Sephiroth is fine. Vegeta is fine. Well, he'll need a couple more goings over with them. But any that need painting, Lara Croft with a hair down. What's going on here? I don't understand what's going on here. I'm going through plastic toys and, where required, super gluing them back together. That's right. Instead of a solvent abuse stream, we're doing a solvent use stream. YouTube organically led me to your stream for the first time ever. Yeah, I didn't announce it. I forget to with these office streams. So this Raichu... Whoa! 1999 Burger King toy! No way! It's Burger King. Did he have like an electrical component originally? Because there's a switch on him. Did he like have a battery in him once upon a time? Because there's a switch on the back of his head. You must have done... Oh, the switch locks... Nope. The switch doesn't lock him into place. I wonder what his deal was. Maybe his cheeks used to light up. Oh man, this is so cool. Like, I've forgotten so much of, like, what I had. I mean, he's a little bit dirty, but I don't think he's, like, in need of a paint or anything. Yeah, most of this is just coming off with the isopropanol. Most of it's just dust and aging. I can get that black mark off. I'm sure I can. Yellow mark's coming off. I'm really struggling to get that black mark on his leg off. Oh, up the arse. That black mark came off. Yeah, he's fine. Wouldn't need to repaint him. So I'll have a separate box then. Box for figurines that need repainting. I'll have a separate box for figurines that have been cleaned and have been fixed and are fine. So Sephiroth, he's fine. I don't just mean the figurine, I mean Vegeta. I'll go once over again on the light patches with the permanent marker, and that should hide them. Just where I've gone over the spots that weren't completely black. Maybe a couple more doings with the permanent marker by the end of the stream, like all the blemishes might be sufficiently covered at that point. But yeah, apart from that, I think Vegeta's fine. We'll give him a few more coverings. Raichu's fine, and the Resident Evil 2 Hunter is got a red mark actually. Ooh. Is that on its design? No, I don't think that streak is meant to be there. I think it is meant to be there. Yeah, he's fine. The Hunter doesn't need any work done. Have a look at the chat. In tech, I posted about... yeah, I have tech muted. But yeah, the whole Chrome ad blocker thing. So, not a Skylander. I didn't even realize I had a Skylander. Spoonbill said this was Chop, the zombie Skylander. Didn't even realize I had any Skylanders. Thought I'd got rid of them all. Looking to maybe start a new Skylanders collection at some point. Anyway. There are definitely figures in here I know are broken. Like, here's an example, but she's actually fine. So, Shinobu here from Love Hina is fine, but some of the other Love Hina figures I've got, like, arms have come off, bits of the sand that they're sitting on are broken. So some of them are, you know, are not quite as healthy as Shinobu here. How do they get like that, though? Years of being, like, shoved in boxes, just left on shelves in a room that got dusty. Some DIY happened, and there was fucking dirt everywhere. And just generally, years of not being looked after. I know it does seem to be, like, an insane amount of dust, but when you live in the middle of the fucking countryside, your house is one of the first houses in the area to be built, and it's practically falling apart around you. That can end up getting things damaged. Draven knows what I'm talking about. Draven lives out in the countryside, I think. Oh boy! 3DS AR cards? What the fuck's that? That can go in the drawer full of VHS tapes for now. I'll worry about it later. Right. So Gohan. Gohan's definitely gonna need some paint. His hair is all nasty. Don't know how much is going to come off with isopropyl alcohol. Okay, some of the red marks in his hair is coming off with isopropanol. Yeah, he's going to need some painting, I think. Another red marks come off. But the tips of his hair, tips on these Bandai Dragon Ball figures tend to end up revealing the skin color underneath. Not exactly the world's best figures. I mean, it's night and day, something like this, and, you know, the masterpiece collection, you know, masterpiece arts things that we have like nowadays. Oh, right. His articulation is head, arm, and torso. Yeah, he's going to need painting. I'm going with them. I hate Bart. You know, he's honest about it. A lot of dust on Bob. Maybe I'll do a Simpsons shelf. At some point, put up a shelf. Put all my Simpsons stuff on it. Ugh. So dusty. They're all so dusty. But hey, he stands upright, which can't be said about a lot of toys. Let's see. I honestly thought there was more broken stuff in here. Guitar Hero 3 lanyard? Oh, that's right. I had this on my PSP back in the day, but I got a better lanyard in the end. I was using the Hatsune Miku Project Mirai lanyard. So I play a lot of Project Diva. Ah! I know what this is. That's Sephiroth's stand. I think. Nope. That's somebody else's stand. What's that the stand for? It's not Sephiroth's stand. Monster High. Did I ever have a Monster High doll? That must have been a boot fair thing. Well, don't need that. Don't have a Monster High doll. Got a First for Figures Amy here, and an actual First for Figures. Not one of those bootlegs made to the same design. That are now more prevalent than the First for Figures figures themselves. To quote Pat Mac, they are almost entirely in the public domain at this point. Because they've been bootlegged so much. This Amy, when I got her, she was actually broken. One part of her had come off, and I can't remember what. But, Alex from Level Up Games glued her back together. Initially. Yeah, she's fine. Should probably keep the Skylanders in separate places. Like in a separate collection. If I come across any more Skylanders. What I got here? Boba Fett. Didn't even know I had a Boba Fett. Which one's he? He stood on a stand once upon a time, which is pretty cool. It's got some articulation, head, arms, not hands, legs, not feet. And skirt, neck, or arm. I think it might have been the foot. Might have been a leg or a foot. But yeah, something broke off her. But it was such a good job gluing it back together that I can't see where the seam was. Yeah, Boba Fett's fine. Boba Fett doesn't need cleaning. Boba Fett doesn't need gluing. To be fair, he is a newer toy. I'm pretty sure I got him back when I was working at Pound World. Well, we had a whole bunch of like Star Wars stuff in there. Trying to get this bag to sit neatly on the stool so I don't have to keep bending down to it. Vector should be fine. He's a little bit dirty across the abdomen. Dust again, I presume. I remember getting these as a gift from Garlops. So they would have to have been sort of like maybe 2014 or 2015. He was in a set with I think it was Charmy and Espio, so we'll no doubt find Charmy and Espio in this bag. Yeah, these are Jazzwares, I think. Yeah, Jazzwares. It's on the bottom of his shoe. The Jazzwares Sonic figures are quite nice. It's a good line. Checks out. Characters are very, very on model. Is there even a figurine collection if it isn't Krusty? That's a very good point, Vlad. I mean, the thing to consider is, like, these weren't, you know, neatly kept and maintained. Some of them were played with. Some of them were played with before I got them. Some of them were played with after I got them. Some of them are boot fairs. Some of them are things that I've received. A couple of charity shops. Somewhere I've got a Dr. Blight from Captain Planet. She was a recent acquisition. I want to say this year. My Captain Blight. Yeah, Vector's fine. Johnny's backstory is kind of messed up. He's brain damaged. Wouldn't surprise me. Yo! Not only does this Sonic look weirdly off-model, he also looks like he's been repaired once before. Because his head isn't... He's got like a weird neck thing going on. Bit concerned about the amount of glue on this. I can tell you now, I ain't ever hot glued my figures. But that's what this sort of reminds me of, is a very sort of like someone took a glue gun to him. It's very dirty. Some of these figures I might just throw into a small bowl with some isopropyl alcohol in and just swish them around. You know, like how they put jewelry in a box of water and then like run little electromagnetic waves to shake them and get all the dust off. He's nasty, but I don't think I can do much to fix him. Okay. The fuck is this? Some sort of Disney Pixar thing? Disney Pixar, yeah, so. Oh, is this that film with, like, the little boy who, like, comes out of the dinosaur egg? Yeah, I never watched it, but I'm familiar with it. When I was working at Pound World, I ran the toy section, right? That was my responsibility. I decided what got stocked, what got sold, how many of things that we needed in. It's basically given a sheet of paper every week with what could be ordered. I was told these lines have to be in, but, you know, apart from those lines, everything else was order whatever the fuck you like. Just be able to justify it. You know, if I ordered 48 of a Pokemon toy, you know, I justify it to the boss by saying, this is Pokemon, it will sell. I must have ordered in these Disney dinosaur toys. I don't remember them. But I must have ordered them in. Who's this guy and why am I getting Fist of the North Star vibes? It's got, like, an amazingly detailed head, which I won't be able to show you, but, like, there's fuck tons of detail in the face. I'm trying to work out what he's from. There's no writing on his leg or arm or whatever. It's got such a Fist of the North Star vibe, but I don't think he's from. I don't think he's from Hokuto Ken. He must have been from in my town. We had a charity shop. It still exists, but they don't do much out of there nowadays. But when the charity shop was first around, they had a whole bunch of, like, Chinese toys just show up, like nondescript Chinese toys, like generals from, like, Romance of the Three Kingdoms and that sort of thing. And I bought a whole bunch of them. There's probably a bunch of them in here as we go through. Another Donkey Kong. Oh, this is a McDonald's one. He also would have had some sort of battery function. Maybe he would have, like, displayed a shape or something. But whatever battery he had in him is long dead by the looks of things. Yeah, it looks like he displayed shapes, and if you turn the wheel, it would display a different picture, like bananas or a Donkey Kong symbol. Yeah, I think that's right. And holding down the button displayed it, but there's no battery in him anymore. Yeah, he's a McDonald's one. He's got some paint weirdness going on, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab another Q-tip. I'll see if I can clear that up. Yeah, no, that is not coming off. That is a manufacturing fault of some description. Yeah. I miss the old McDonald's, you know, biggest toy distributor in the world. Environment. I'm kidding. It is good that we look after the environment, but at the same time, you know, gone is the magic of going to a McDonald's and getting a cool toy. Those days are over. It was a simpler world back then. Before the pandemic. Oh. Okay. Why's he got, like, articulation in his arm? Like, what's that about? Why does he need that? Lego said something about looking into doing, like, environmentally friendly Lego pieces again. But I would say people don't buy Lego for it to biodegrade in 100 years. They buy Lego so that their grandchildren's grandchildren can sell it on Mars in like 100 years' time. Okay. Yeah. He's fine. It's amazing because we don't know what we're going to get. Well, I know because I look into the bag. Okay, this must be one of those, like, Chinese general toys I was talking about. But he's missing his legs. I'll throw him back in and I'll see if I can find his legs at some point. We've got Krillin. Yeah, again, some of these toys have just, like, weird black marks on them. And he's got the same problem as Vegeta. Like, parts of his hair are showing skin tone. Oh, Lego are actually trying. I want my Lego to last 1,000 years. You know, in the future, there will be, like post-apocalypse, there will be societies fighting over these plastic toy bricks. But they'll think they're, you know, artifacts of a long-gone age. And one of them built a time machine to go back in time and warn everyone. His name is John Titor. He discovers that Lego is sold in every single brick-and-mortar store. And he starts crying. Be a good movie. Be a better Lego movie than the one we got. Nah, it was alright. That Lego movie brought us Wild Style, so you know, it can't be all bad. Bionicle in 500 years. There's these, like, researchers who say, 500 years ago, there was a place called Matanui. They think the Bionicles are, like, real fucking, like, alien species from the past. That would be hilarious. They came to us from a land called Matanui. These are the skeletons of their young. Oh, man, that'd be so great. I'd watch that too. Oh, the Lego bricks were magical. Kind of reminds me of that one video game, Darkened Sky. Like, starts out like a regular video game, but like 20 minutes in, it's, you must find all the Skittles so you can feel the rainbow. I don't like the way his eyebrows disappeared. It's the best I can do. It'll be alright. You can sit with Vegeta, who's got the same problem. Adver Gaming. Seriously, that whole Darkened Sky thing was stupid. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Another one of these, like, Chinese general figures. Came in the local charity shop, and I just bought one of all of them. Like, I have no idea who this guy is. It's probably from somewhere in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Hey, Ant, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? My name's Jack. Not now, Elmo. I have to find a public restroom. They're slowly disappearing from town centers, aren't they? You know, all you want to do is pop into Costa, you know, to take a piss. You know, that turns into a escapade. Canterbury, man. Not even once. Gormity. I remember Gormity. I think I might have been stocking some Gormity items in Pound World at one point. Gormity got kind of big. It's a really nice figure, but I am struggling to work out where the hell he's from. Some Chinese mobile game, maybe. Okay, Snake. You must be careful, Snake. My grandson Ben has the Omnitrix. Oh, I see. Okay, Colonel Campbell. Please, call me Grandpa Max. Contact me by Kodak. Yeah, Paul Eiding, the voice of Grandpa Max, and Colonel Campbell. I'm in a box. Get out of the box, Snake. They know you're there. No, it says the orange on it. It's fine. They think I'm an orange. No, Snake, they can see your legs. They think I'm an orange with legs. He's got writing on his ass. B China. Copyright Cartoon Network. I always wanted a Gwen figure. But at boot fairs, I had only ever found Grandpa Max, and I think there's a Ben in here somewhere. I don't know if they even released a Gwen in this line or not. You know, I've watched like 2 episodes of Ben 10, like the first episode of Ben 10, and like the episode where Gwen gets the Omnitrix, like the What If episode. Grandpa Max is fine. He doesn't need any work doing. Whoa, what the fuck is this thing? Oh, he's from like Superman or something. Yo, this thing is metal. And I don't just mean, whoa, heavy metal. I think this is actually metal. What's this guy's name? Like Doomsday or something? This thing's sick. He must have been a boot fair thing. Doomsday. He must have been a boot fair thing. He's proper metal, like he's got heft to him. He's not cleaning up at all. Like a lot of this detail, like these smudges and things, I think are actually in the paint. He's cool, but his face is also really weird. I like him though. He's alright. They only ever made one Gwen, and it's based off that out. Oh, it's the like alien design Gwen. Oh, that's no. I don't like that design. It's not attractive. Dixie Kong. No articulation on this Dixie Kong. It's just a little model. I think this came in a set with a small donkey and a small ditty. Wash out your mouth, you've been swearing. So it's Donkey Kong Warriors, and Dixie's weapon is the Q-tip. It's alright. It's not an amazing model by any means. I mean, it's on model. Okay. Bootleg Brazilian soccer Yoshi. No joke, I kind of love this thing. I bought this guy when I went for my work experience at Pound World. So this guy was a 2014 summer purchase. He's very poor quality. He's got paint coming off the sides of his cheeks. But, you know, if I can get a decent white paint, which I'm going to need to do a couple of repairs on other toys as well, I'll paint him back up the spots that have come loose. I mean, I like him. He's a fun figure. Totally bootleg. It's just a shame we didn't get any of the others in. Even when we got these in the Canterbury store, we just got the Soccer Yoshis and no others. Yeah, it was, I only ever saw them in Pound World. I'm talking about Yoshi with someone else right now. Are we connected psychopathically? No, because you've already seen the little dinosaur that looks like Yoshi. So, if we're treating the real world like it's a video game, a flag was set. Yeah, I wanted the cheerleader Peach. You know me well. I wanted the cheerleader Peach. Get in the jar. Sorry. Get in one of the jars. Ironically, I do have some jars to display figurines in, but I'm not putting anything else in the jar, I promise. I once was a young warthog. I used to be able to see. Don't know when I picked up this Pumbaa. Like, I have no idea where I got him from. Boot Fair, maybe? I don't think he was a Pound World acquisition. It might have been a charity shop thing. Like, I'm always looking in charity shops. I recently picked up a Roma from Hoobs out of a charity shop. And a Sackboy, a small Sackboy. So I am always on the lookout for stuff like that. Remember when Lion King 2 was Lion King Timon and Pumbaa Gaiden? Is that really what it was called in Japan? Pumbaa to Timon Gaiden. Martin Wakusei survive. Oh wait, no, that's something else. I'll fix it. I got a whole bunch of cool stuff from Wreck-It Ralph. Because I kind of went big on Wreck-It Ralph when that came out. I got obsessed over the film for a while. You know. It's a movie full of fantastic waifus. There's a bit of yellow paint on his arm. That's just bad manufacturing, I think. Yeah. King Candy. King Candy! Yeah, I swore these Love Hina figurines were broken, but I found another one that's intact. And I think they connect like that, maybe? The whole point is they create like a full shape. Like they come together as a whole. Don't remember them being quite as provocative as this, but I guess they were. They're clay as well. Like they're not plastic. They're like painted clay. Do wonder what the origin of them were when I bought them, because the paint job on them is fucking awful. Do wonder where they came from. I really do. Don't put them in the jar. I won't put them in the jar. You reckon King Candy is inside the medal? Don't give Disney any ideas. Or do, because, yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 1 was fine. Wreck-It Ralph 2 was a bit weak, but, I mean, how do you follow up perfection? Gotta go fast. Who was it? It was, Backwards Leg Sonic. Here we go. It's, This is definitely a Jazzwares. Looking at the, quality of the paint. He's a Tommy! Yeah, Jazzwares. There we go, on the other foot. Yeah, he's a Jazzwares. Jazzwares lines are just sort of pretty generic. In a nice way. They look so much like the actual characters. But they're also, pretty basic as far as figures go. And the Jazzwares were the ones that were everywhere during their run. It doesn't articulate all too well, but yeah. You were meant to come in and be like, oh no. Okay. Got a Knuckles on a quad bike. Tommy. No other credit on him besides Tommy and Sega. Oh god. A lot of dust on this fella. He's meant to be a friction one. You pull him back and he goes. But he just doesn't. Oh, there we go. Now his wheels are going mad. Now I've taken him off the desk. Think of a Pokemon. You were thinking of Mew. How'd I do? Mew mew. Oh, close. I'll take that. That's one Pokemon away in the Pokedex. See, they tell me that Mew's pretty rare, right? There's only one of them. I must be really special then, because I got the one and only Mew. I think this once upon a time made a noise when he was thrown. But again, the battery in him's run out now. I think this guy was Burger King. Kid's toy. No. Just Tiger. Yeah, he's just a standard Tiger. Battery was 3 times LR44s. It might be possible to open him up. His back's been glued on. But we could, in theory, take his back off, put fresh batteries in him, and open him back up. But LR44s are the small AA style batteries. But they're not actually AA's. So what I would need to do is get some batteries, some LR44s. Then I could, in theory, open him up, install fresh batteries, and then glue his back on. And then we can have a lick-a-tongue that goes lick-a-dang, lick-a-dang. That'd be super cool. There's a bit of paint damage on him. It must be the material they're using for these, but the dirt really sticks to them. I know that Gallops at one point bought like a job lot of Pokemon toys, and I think that's where this Lickitung came from, was like the Pokemon toy job lot. So we were going to have a little display of like Pokemon figurines. I mean, it's a good job we bought them all when we did, because, you know, retro stuff like this now goes for stupid expensive. We're kind of ahead of the curve in buying it, and then it's just sat in our collection for like forever. And sure enough, that's probably as clean as I'm gonna get. Lickadang, lickadang. But he needs some milk. No, he needs some batteries. Raw. Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite Pokemon, Lizardon. Some red marks on him, but they're coming off with the isopropanol. Lizardon, or as the West knows him, Charizard. I think he's Lizardon. He might actually be something like Furekage or something. I think he's Lizardon. It's not like Makuamuge or something like that. I think that's a villain from the Ganbare Goemon series. Makuamuge. Lord Makuamuge, please! Seppukumaru, you have failed me for the last time. You're right, I shall commit seppuku. That guy always sounded like Eric Stewart, but I've never bothered to look up to find out if he was voiced by Eric Stewart. My headcanon is that it was Eric Stewart, so I don't need to look it up. I like my headcanon best. Raw. So all these people with their Pokemon cards think they're so amazing because they got a Charizard. Well, I got a Charizard. Plastic one. Speaking of Eric Stewart. Always liked this figure. I mean, sure, there's no articulation at all. But in terms of character likeness, this range with the Ash, Misty, James, and Jesse, this range is just like a range of really good looking figures. You still don't get the Pokemon hype. Yeah, I mean, I was really into it when I was a kid, and then I got bullied for being into Pokemon at secondary school. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure everybody else in secondary school was into Pokemon as well. But, you know, they bullied me for being into Pokemon, so I lost interest in the series as a result, because I got bullied for liking it. And then in sort of like, around about the time Pokemon X and Y came out, I got back into the series, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, I love Pokemon, we all love Pokemon, oh, we go out, Pokemon go, Jesse James. And I just wish that all the people who bullied me for liking Pokemon when I was a teenager who pretend to like Pokemon now. I just hope they all, you know, like, have a bad day. And, you know, I hope they have the worst day of their life. Every day. Not bitter. You were into everything else. Beta Man. I wish we had Beta Man over here. Oh. Where's this cute little lolly from? I think she's from Disgaea 4? I guess you'd pronounce it Disgaea, wouldn't you? A-E-A? Yeah, Disgaea would be more accurate. I think she's got little magnets in her feet. She's supposed to stand on a metal stand, which will probably be in here somewhere. She's a really nice looking figure. One of my favourite figures, and she's missing a hand. Oh no. That means her hand is in this bag somewhere. Don't worry, I'll find your hand. Ayame from Tenchu. I'll find your hand. Put her to one side for the time being. Her hand will show up. That's what I mean. Like, I've been so, like, disrespectful to my figures. Like, I've barely shown any care for them. This is some Star Wars soldier from, like, Force Awakens. Force Awakens was, you know, big when, around about the time I was taking over the toy section at Pound World. So we had a lot of Star Wars stuff in. So, you know, I bought a bunch of it just because back then, you know, first proper job I had ever had. Fuck tons of disposable income. I run my favourite section, which is toys. You know, fucking bought like most of everything that we had come in. This guy's pretty, like, decent detail. The trio? It's like a weird whiteness on the top of the Dog Trio heads. It's probably done to emulate the Ken Sugimori sort of painted art style, which, by the way, super high resolution scans of all the original 151 Ken Sugimori paint artworks are now available. So exciting stuff if you're a fan of original Pokemon, because seeing those artworks how they were always meant to look is glorious. Just goes to show how good an artist Ken Sugimori is. I'll try to minimize the amount of Pokemon stuff so Vlad doesn't get bored. Here's a Game Boy Color with a Pidgeotto in it. If you don't have the Pidgeotto cartridge in there, oh, it's meant to not work without the cartridge. I want to say this was Burger King. Yeah, Burger King. 1995 to 2000, Nintendo. Game Freak. MFG, manufactured for Burger King Corporation. Yeah, these were in Burger King meals back in the day. I don't know what that is stuck to it. Possibly stuff from, you know, the meal the kid who got this you know, the kid who got this toy, like specks from their meal that have mutated over time. There is some damage to the plastic. Like, I think that's on the other side of the glass. What's that, Sweep? Oh, really, Sweep? Got it. Took some doing, but I got it. Let's have a look what Vlad said. I like Rogue One, with the caveat that it makes Dark Forces non-canon. BRB needs some motivational music. I can put on like Dennis Leary's greatest hits. That's quite motivational. It's also fitting for the time frame of, you know, Pokemon. Pokemon, man, do 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 do. Journey's just begun. Doesn't look too bad now. Yeah. I think that's most of the markings from the front. There's some markings here on the back. That'll, again, come clean off with isopropyl alcohol. It's one of the best inventions on Earth. Love this stuff. Just really be harsh with things. Get them clean. I do have a toothbrush, like an electric toothbrush that I use for this sort of job. But I don't think I need it for plastic toys. It's more for like electronics that I use it for. Another Vegeta here. Don't know when he's from. Maybe it'll be on the bottom. 2008. So this is when Dragon Ball Z was having its sort of, it was starting to get popular again, like around sort of burst limit time, which was the first Dragon Ball Z game I played. It's the first Dragon Ball Z game I bought from Game in Dover, no longer there, of course. The place where the game store I bought this from used to be is now a dentist's surgery. And then game moved further down the high street, and now that place that used to be game further down the high street is now an independently owned gaming shop, and it's a very good one, by the way. A place called GameSpace. I'm quite often in there picking up Wii games that I don't have yet. But they got a copy of Persona 3 FES on PS2 that they want 300 quid for. Factory sealed, but I mean, that's a lot of money. Even for a game as good as Persona. This... I get the feeling this Blastoise is meant to be articulated. But his arms are at such weird angles. I guess he's not meant to be articulated. Yeah, he's alright. He's not going to need any painting or gluing. It's got like a jester or something attached and a number. Wonder what that's about. Maybe I can get a copyright. 2005 Pokemon Nintendo. Made in China, but maybe that's like a brand or something. It's got a jester on it, which makes me think it might be like a McDonald's toy. Next door's screaming. Oh, another Skylander. Okay. Skylanders I'm gonna keep separate. Because then I can do inventory on exactly which Skylanders I have. This is a base with no indicator of who sits on it. Could be Ayane. No, Ayane has a two hole base, and the plastic that goes in her foot is thicker. So it's not for Ayane. Got a I think this is Bardock. I mean, it looks a bit like Turles, because Turles again is, you know, Goku under another name. Like Bardock, really, in terms of design. But I think this is a Bardock, specifically not a Turles. I'm sure there's some Dragon Ball fan that can correct me, but it's got sort of like a scar thing going on his side, which makes me think it's meant to be a Bardock figure. I mean, the likelihood of them making a Turles figure is pretty low, considering he's not really canon. To be fair, Bardock barely is. Although the Bardock Dragon Ball Super movie, you know, if we consider those movies to be canon, then Bardock is canon. I mean, I consider the movies to be canon because they were made by Akira Toriyama. Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. I'd like to think Orange Piccolo is canon. But again, these Dragon Ball figures, it's got sort of pink parts on his hair that just a little bit of black permanent marker will clear up. Sometimes that's all you need. A little bit of black permanent marker. So I'm planning to do a proper stream tonight, sort of like regular stream time. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do another taking a squiz on another publisher opportunity. Oh, I see. The Blastoise's arms are weird because they're based on a Sugimori artwork. Like this one is as well. You know, 2 Blastoises. Someone would think he's, you know, the most popular starter. He's not. Squirtle is the least popular of the starters. Will that marking come off? Yeah, that purple marking came off. There's a lot of, like, very prominent markings, but they're coming off just fine. Like inks or something. It's red. These were all bought in job lots, either off eBay or at boot fairs. So a lot of the time, they were previously owned by children back in the 1998. Yeah, so around about the time Pokemon got popular in the UK. I mean, the original Pokemon game was what? Something like 94 or 95, but it didn't come to the West until later. much as I don't like 4Kids, you have to give 4Kids credit for doing the Pokemon animated series. So if they didn't, I don't think Pokemon would have had that initial 90s push. And maybe Gold and Silver would have been the last Pokemon games. They definitely would have taken a different form if Pokemon hadn't been popular worldwide. Pokemon hadn't been so huge. So as much as, you know, I would think Alfred Kahn and Leo Burnett should be defenestrated out of the top of a very tall building, I will give them credit for making Pokemon as popular as it was in the UK. I mean, just give you an idea. So much in this bag. Just loot figurines. And they all get smaller as we go. A Hot Wheels Beatles Yellow Submarine. I had a bunch of these Hot Wheels come in at Pound World back in the day. I mean, I like them. They're die cast. They've got plastic details. They've got metal details. You know, they're all compatible with Hot Wheels tracks. This is a 2015 one, which makes sense because we would have had it in Pound World and we would have been maybe a year behind on the Hot Wheels at the time. So we would have had this in 2016, which checks out. 2015 or 2016, yeah. It's a nice car. Not so nice scratch. So that Powerpuff Girls reboot was god awful, or so I hear. I can't even bring myself to watch it. However, the toys for it were like on model with the 90s designs, and they're glorious. This is the mayor of Townsville. I forget if he actually has a name or if he's just called the mayor. Famously the subject of the song Walk and Chew Gum by Optiganally Yours. And famously played Ocarina of Time in one episode of Powerpuff Girls. Look it up, it's pretty funny. Keeps rolling into a wall and he has no idea what he's doing wrong. Back when PPG was good. Quite a nice looking figure, that one. Some sort of Pokemon. Couldn't tell you which one though. Something from like Diamond and Pearl era, I think. Maybe like a de-evolution of Metagross or something. Sort of got a Metagrossy look to it. Very geometrical. Pokemon designs sort of started to suck around then. Well, they're not classic like Mudkip here. Do you like Mudkips? Hoenn, you know, I understand the dislike of Hoenn. You know, I get the complaints of too much water. I'm a Gen 2 myself, so I don't really put the Hoenn games on a very high pedestal, but at the same time, Hoenn marked a massive engine change. The amount of work that was required to make the Hoenn games possible, you know, is pretty astronomical, and you've got to respect that. The Pokemon designs weren't terrible. My favorite Pokemon comes from Generation 3, from Hoenn, initially. And that's Mawile. Here's a Pokemon from, I think, Black and White era. There's one of these in the anime. I watched a few episodes once. From, like, Best Wishes or something. I think that's the one this guy's from, I'm not sure. I was never a fan, but I mean, I like the design. It's alright. It's just. This was around about the time Pokemon designs were, oh, it's literally just the animal. But then again, I say that, and we had, you know, a Pokemon in first generation that is literally just a horse. So. We got a wind up toy. Are you gonna wind up? Is this a wind up? Oh. It's a owlet. That's what it's called. Owlet. Is this a starter? Generation was out. I think the white paint might be coming off his eyes. Yeah, whatever paint they're using on this one doesn't play well with isopropanol, I think. I'll just test that theory with a completely clean end of the Q-tip. Yeah. Paint comes off if you rub too hard on this one. Rowlet? Rowlet, I think, not Owlet. Is this an X and Y starter? 2017, made in Vietnam for McDonald's. I think this was an X and Y starter. I mean, the only starter that mattered to me during X and Y era was Fennekin. Which grows up to become Sexy Fox. Yeah, the paint is actually coming off with the isopropyl alcohol on Rowlet's face. I would need to apply some white paint and then draw over his eye. I'm not confident I can do that with a sufficient amount of detail. Might have to draw the eye back on him. Yeah. At some point get some white paint. So yeah, that's one that needs further care. It's another one of them Chinese figures that I think might be Romance of the Three Kingdoms based. So, character. I feel like he would have had like a clipboard or something originally that he was painting on. He's got a paintbrush there. Kind of reminds me of that guy, the painter from Arslan. Narcissus? Narcissus, that's it. Must be Narcissus. A lot of the blemishes aren't coming off on this guy either. And this one's got really dirty somehow again. I'm not quite sure how. Must have been the material that they painted them with. But there's an amazing amount of dirt on him. Might not come across as much on the webcam. It's a nice figure. He's a handsome enough dude. I do wonder where he's from. Looks like there's a hole there for something to clip in, so he must have been holding a picture and maybe it attached to the... Yeah, because there's some sort of sticky bit here on the wrist, so it must have attached whatever it was attached in these two parts. And keep a lookout for its attachment. Some kind of Batman car. Some sort of... What vehicle would you like today, Mr. Batman?
Alfred, get the Bat Cadillac ready.
I told you, its name is the Bat Vertible.
I don't like it, it's a shit name. It's the Bat Cadillac.
The Bat Vertible, sir. Do I have something? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, this is a Hot Wheels, but it doesn't have a year on it. I thought it was cool. Like I said, it was head of toys. I bought just about everything that was remotely interesting back when I was working at Power World. It was my section. Got a this is either Dialga or Palkia. I've never been able to tell you which one. I think Palkia is the white one, so I'm going to say this is Dialga, and that's just the truth now, whether it is or not. It's a nice enough looking figure. Like I said, didn't go really in for this era of Pokemon very much, but I mean, I remember playing the Smash Brothers Brawl stage with him in. Something Corridor. Where they flip the game arena upside down. You have to play on an upside down course. Did that one come back for Ultimate? Dimensional Corridor? Something like that. Yeah, he cleaned up nice. No problems with him. And Palkia. Didn't like his design as much. Oh, no, that was Palkia. This is Dialga, I think. They can both be Palkia. It's 2023. They can be what they want. He's alright. He's not going to clean up any better than that, I don't think. I honestly thought there would be more gluing involved. That's why I bought that much super glue. Oh yeah, my favourite of this generation. Litten. This was Sun and Moon, I think. And again, I'm a cat lover. This one has an action. Put the fire in his mouth and then you press it. It comes out. Basic but cool. This was, I think, a McDonald's. Yeah. McDonald's. Gotta be careful because these McDonald's Pokemon toys have shown that they're more than happy for their paintwork to run when you apply isopropanol. So I'll be extra careful with Litten. Avoid his painted areas. Avoid his private parts. Just yeah, it's a fun one. It still has a launch on it. All these sorts of toys, the spring action in them gets shit after a while. Oh, his paint's starting to run. Try and clear that up with my fingers. He's going to need some special care, I think, because his paint's started to run. I mean, if the paint starts to run, I should just throw him away. I should have a bit more self-control, but I do not. I'm a hoarder. I want to keep everything. I mean, if I didn't keep everything, I wouldn't have a 1990... what? 1997 Fat Pikachu. He's definitely seen better days though. It's gonna need some white paint. It's gonna need some black paint. He was definitely played with a lot by whoever had him before I did. For sure. A lot of his brown paint has run. I mean, I can clear some of it. It's gonna need some. At the very least, the nose. He's missing his tail. His tail is probably gone forever. Okay. I've added a coat of permanent marker to his ears. I've reinstated his nose, but he's going to need his paint looked at. I swear this is just like the other dinosaur I had. Must be from the same Disney Pixar thing. In the box of healthy ones he goes. I think this might belong to that Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett. I thought it did. I'm not so sure now. Maybe it belongs to a different Boba Fett. Got a turtle of some description. A lot of the markings on this one don't want to come off. It might just be like a poor quality toy. All I got is the copyright Viacom on the bottom. It's obviously from like later than 1, 2, 3, 4 Turtles. It's from the later series, the one after that. And Agumon pencil topper. It's a bit of a few sort of dark markings on his head. He's otherwise fine. I quite like him. That, you know, he's a pencil topper, but he also just looks nice as a general figure. He would have either been a boot fair acquisition, or he would have been sold in a Pokemon job lot by someone who has no idea that Agumon isn't a Pokemon. Do you know who's back? Pack is back. This is from that awful 3D Pac-Man show. Pac-Man? More like Pac-a... No, I'm not going to finish that one. I like having a YouTube account. I don't like being cancelled. It's just a lot of like really nasty black marks I'm trying to get off. I'm going to get really sort of squeaky on this one to get them. I'm trying to avoid damaging like details I want to keep, like the mouth. That's not too bad. That's cleaned up quite a bit. We had a whole bunch of these Pac-Man toys come in. Pac-Man, Spiral. whatever the name of the red one was, Jet or something. Again, I bought the set because, you know, have disposable income. Got a Chinese sack girl. It's honestly quite a nice little figure, this one. Quite like it. 1 point of articulation. Looks like it might have been blue tacked to a surface before. Maybe I blue tacked it somewhere. Let's see if I can get that blue tack off. Yeah, I can. Yeah, there we go. Feet are clean now. Blue tack might be a good shout for getting like dust off figurines. I'll get myself some tack next time I'm in town. For maybe just like getting dust off figurines easily. That sack girl cleaned up nice. Give me an idea of what we've done today. These are all figurines that are now clean. I've done a fair few. Crazy to think I've almost been here for 2 hours doing this shit. It's not like I don't have better things to do. I just decided, you know, I just finished up doing a one-way interview in the office because, you know, I wouldn't dare do a one-way job interview out of my room. So, you know, I come into the office and have the office background because I think it just looks a little more like a sensible place to be filming and recording in. Figured, oh, laptop set up. Might as well stream. What should I do? I thought, oh, you know what? I found that super glue earlier when I was tied in. Maybe it's about time we went through the toys. So it was very spur of the moment, admittedly. Right, you cleaned up quite nice. Definitely an old Raichu. 97 or 98. Ah. Come across another Ben 10 figure. Some sort of alien fish guy. One of Ben's transformations, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Like, not in any of the games that I've played. If I did, I don't remember. I mean, I fully completed Power Trip. Got all the achievements in that. That was quite fun. That was around about this time last year, I think. Achievements were bugged. Had to start a new game and take advantage of a programming oversight in order to get the achievement I was missing. Because your save files get corrupted in that game. Power Trip's save files get corrupted and it miscounts how many of the game's collectibles you've picked up. And if it miscounts your upgrades, you have to start a new game after loading your save file. But without saving, you have to play far enough to get an upgrade. And then you put it in the stat that you didn't manage to fully upgrade, and then the achievement pops. Nice bit of a broken programming there. But at least there is a method of, you know, getting the achievement you're owed. You just have to start a new game and perform a very specific set of steps in order to get the achievement to pop. You get the achievement for 100%, but you don't get the achievement for having all upgrades, which is silly. He's cleaned up nice. They can all go in a nice blue bag, in a nice blue box with a lid, where they will be protected from the elements. I dread to think what's on the back of this Mime Junior, but it's coming off with a Q-tip. Definitely a dirty toy. 2007 figure. All this sort of stuff just kicking around at boot fairs and things over the years. I think everybody who's collecting Pokemon toys has sort of, you know, got their collections now. Things like this don't float around boot fairs the way they used to, but in the mid 2010s, when I was regularly going to boot fairs, the amount of just like little Pokemon toys you would find, charity shops as well. A lot of 90s stuff has been showing up in charity shops again recently, but charity shops, you know, see something from the 90s and think, oh, that's worth a lot. And then the items will sit in a charity shop for 8 weeks. And apparently that's okay. Children starving for 8 weeks is a good thing. All you need is just the tip, the Q-tip. Workout done. Nice. But an unhappy Pikachu. Yeah. He's definitely like 97, surely. There's no year on him. These were like, it's got the Japanese credit on it, the kanji. This was like the initial wave of Pokemon figurines where I think they just took Japanese ones and re-released them worldwide because they were like, shit, we need Pokemon merch out. The show's been super successful. Shit, what have we got? I know, let's just repackage Japanese figures and sell them. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but that feels believable because the early Pokemon toys, like this Pikachu, are really fantastic quality, and then they suddenly drop. The next Robocop stream will have... Will you have Oreos on hand? Robo wants an Oreo. I will, because as a matter of fact, I hate the fact that I can always grab things that you mention. I've got some Halloween Oreos that went down to stupid cheap. So yeah, Robo wants an Oreo. Ray, I love you a lot. I have no idea what you're talking about, these fucking Oreos. This Ekans is quite nice as well. That's got to be an early. Yeah, that's got the Japanese credit as well on it. The kanji on the back. It's a really nice figurine. There's some damage on the tip of the tail. If, you know, it's going on a bookshelf with a bunch of Pokemon stuff, like my Pokemon 2000 and Pokemon the Movie VHSs, and my Pokemon Mewtwo Returns VHS on a shelf with that. It'll look quite fetching. Right, TM Activision. This is Ayame's base. It's a tight fit, mind you. But yeah, that's her base. But but she's still missing her hand. It'll be in here somewhere. I will find it, because I can't stand the idea of my ninja waifu being without her hand. I mean, how else can she raise it to me? Here's another Raichu. Another identical Raichu to the one from earlier, but dirtier. I don't think that Raichu's going to get any cleaner. Is that code for you'd like me to stream some more RoboCop? Because, yeah, might as well. I'll have to make a thumbnail with numbers and, you know, make a proper numbered thumbnail. RoboCop. Go back and take the initial RoboCop thumbnail and replace it with one that says 01. Got a Choro Q Bowser. I think it's funny that they went ahead and said, who was this? McDonald's? Oh no, okay. So this was sold like in a store as a toy. I think it's funny that Tomy released Choro Q car figures in the West, just like repackaged them. Very cool. It's very cool, Bowser. We've made some progress with this bag today, but it's still plenty more in here. Still sealed, so I don't need to open him. Here's Vaughn from Final Fantasy 12. I think that's his name. He's alright, he's in a bag. One of my favourite Hot Wheels. The Halo Warthog. So cool. So much detail on this thing. And of course, die cast. Like, cool, decent Hot Wheels. Made of a die cast metal. Very nice detail on this. We had a good time with it, plus Oreos. Ooh. Yeah, you make a good point. I just think the statistics for the first RoboCop stream was like lightning in a bottle, but, you know, lightning can strike twice. I mean, the last time we did RoboCop, we did an office stream beforehand. So it would be a fair scientific experiment to do it again. Oakley dokley, neighborino. He's very dirty. Do wonder how he got that bad. A strange one. Paint on his eye is fucking awful. I have to be careful because, like, the plastic of his shirt is fine because that's molded in green. I think. No, it's molded in yellow and it's painted in green. Tip of his shirt is painted in pink. I think even his trousers might be molded in yellow and then painted. I don't think Ned Flanders is going to get very clean because of the paint they used on him. Yeah, I'm worried if I scrub him too hard, the paint's going to start coming off him. And that I don't want to have happen, obviously. That's probably the cleanest he's going to get. Don't think I'm going to be able to repaint him either. Got another turtle. Mikey. Doesn't seem too bad. Quick run over with even the dry end of a Q-tip will probably... Yeah, he's fine. He's good.
Sonic, I'm gonna crawl inside your mother and become your brother.
He's definitely Jazzwares. He looks way too stupid to not be Jazzwares. Fix his articulation. Okay, his articulation is fixed. His legs had managed to get the wrong way around. Yeah, he's fine. Now you might think, oh, you're taking him out of a bag and then tossing him into a plastic box, but I will add the caveat that what the fuck is this? I swear I'm not a furry. I have no idea what this is. Looking for a credit. There's nothing. There's no copyright information on it. I swear I'm not a furry. I'm gonna marry your dad and give him a child he'll love. Wow. Yeah, that is a powerful insult. Pingy Mario, he's got a lot of like marks and nicks. Don't know how many of them will clear up. Okay, the paint on the blue parts of his penguin suit are coming up. Coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's It's coming up though. God. It's a lot of just like marks on this guy that are not coming up. I lied, they're not coming up. Yo! The way the isopropyl alcohol dried on him. Like a white residue. I have to rub him down properly. Yeah, it's drying, leaving sort of white marks. But they buff out. He does need some white paint on his torso. The McDonald's ones aren't so good in hindsight. Here's the Donkey Kong from that set with the Dixie. Just a small standard Donkey Kong figure. No articulation. Just like the Dixie. Oh, look at that. His tie's coming loose. Okay, so... the whole point of this was to mend the toys that needed mending, right? We have just come across our second toy that needs super glue. That was the whole point of this exercise. Was to glue toys. I didn't realise that most of them were okay. Right. Just push it against that for a while. Maybe for about as long as the DK wrap. Here we go. So they're finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Stick your tie together if you wanna clap. Okay, it's holding. It's not too bad a mend. That one. Relatively straightforward, just the tie needed connecting back to his torso. He will need some red paint on his tie, I think. Depends how much I care about that little spot of... It is quite visible on the webcam. Little spot without red. How's the Dragon Ball hair clinic? Vegeta looks good. Krillin. Yep. Bardock. Yes, tips look good. Okay. Let Donkey Kong sit for a while. And then he'll need to go in the box for the ones that are getting paint at some point. Really hoping to find Ayame hand in here. That's what I'm digging for. Get rid of some of the bigger ones. So what was he meant to do? He's got a button on the bottom. It's in the on position, but he's not doing anything. I take it he was meant to be like a... Maybe he makes a noise or something originally. He's got a lot of damage on his tummy. But he would have been a Burger King. Like the others, I'm sure. Let me check. He might not have been. He's actually a bit too fancy to be a fast food toy. Looks like he was just a regular store toy. Oh yeah, well I think that Damien's a real piece of shit. You should come with us, Charmander. Oh yeah, I left him on the fucking rock, didn't I, fucking Charmander? I hope his tailfire goes out. He's a real looking, like, poncy looking wanker. I don't need any weak Pokemon, Charmander. You're so weak. I'm obviously an idiot who has no idea what you evolve into. And I also break the rules by carrying more than 6 Pokemon at once. I'm a terrible trainer. I have to be careful with this Charmander because the paint is coming off. There's only so much I can do to get the dirt off him. It's because of the paint they used on this one. Doesn't come off cleanly. And if you wipe him with the side that's been on the paint, you end up smearing the paint on, and then it's impossible to get the paint off. So I'm not going to be able to do a lot with him. But what sort of battery did he take? Just out of curiosity. That's a very small screw. I don't think I have like a. Yes, I do. I was working on the PC recently. I should have a small black screwdriver that size that came with the wireless card that I bought recently. The wireless card came with a little tiny black screwdriver for screwing the bracket on. Question is, where did I? Can I easily, within a short period of time, put my hand on that small screwdriver? Possibly not within a small period of time. Well, where did I put that? Batteries. I'll put him to one side. So if I can find that small screwdriver, I will see what batteries he takes and see if I can put a new battery in him. He'll go in the box with the ones that need painting. It's a Little Miss. Is this one like Little Miss Perfect? Something. We had a whole bunch of these Mr. Men and Little Miss toys come in at Pound World at one point. My favourite one is Little Miss Scary, and she just wasn't one of the range. You can see this one is painted onto the yellow plastic. It's kind of hard to see here, but there's a gap in her paint. And when I apply the isopropyl alcohol to the paint, it starts to run. So this one I'm not going to be able to clean on the paint part. Little Miss Princess. Okay, it's written on her. But yeah, this one I'm not going to be able to clean. That's it, if I can care to paint it job. Yeah. I like the toys when they're molded in the correct color plastic. Like Great Saiyaman 2 here. No cape. But otherwise intact. It humours me greatly that there was even a Great Saiyaman 2 figure to begin with. I mean, I like Videl as much as the next guy, but, you know, I like Videl. And ideally with the long hair. But, I'm not a Great Saiyaman. I'm not a believer in Great Saiyaman 2. mean, Great Saiyaman is cringe, but I like Great Saiyaman enough for, like, you know, the comedy value. Great Saiyaman 2 is just, like, full-on cringe. I'll give him credit for making a figure of, like, such a unimportant character. I appreciate that a Great Saiyaman 2 figure exists. Even if, you know, personally it's not a character I put much stock into. Clean up alright. I might stop soon. Get myself something to eat and then look at doing some Robot Cop. Still plenty left to do here with these figures. Plenty left to clean. Some of them might get really nasty as we get to the bottom of the bag. I mean, I'm cleaning a Go 10? Assume that's Go 10. And there is a lot of muck coming off this dirty little child. I don't know if I own a lot of wank, don't I? But I'll go through this stuff. We'll go through this stuff. I'll decide what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep. And then, you know. He's fine. He's clean. Trying to find Ayame's hand. I got a spot on my shelf for Ayame as soon as I find that. It will be in here somewhere. Oh. What sort of shape am I looking for? Something with a circular hole on the end. Remember, there are always collectors that might buy what you don't want. That is true. Found it. I think. Well, found a kunai. Which goes in. Is that her kunai? That might be Espio's kunai. Honestly thought I had a hand then. Got really excited. Huh. Yeah, I think that might be Espio's kunai, because that's Vector's communicator. We gotta find the computer room. Yeah, it's meant to sit in his hand like that. But it doesn't properly sit in the hand. Wow. Yeah, I think the kunai belongs to the Espio, who's managed to get his articulation all fucked up. Jazzwares figures aren't the best. I mean, they're all right for if you don't have any options. Yeah. That's his kunai. Like that. I've been through the bottom of the bag a few times, and I'm struggling to find Ayane's hand. So I'm going to employ a new technique. That is to pick up every single toy, put it in a third box. When I get to the bottom, I'll have Ayane's hand. I'm a genius. This is bound to work. So when we get to the bottom and there's no Ayane hand. Oh, see you. Random memory popped up. Doomsday a floppy disk away. What? Is that like a don't copy that floppy sort of thing? Don't copy that floppy. What? Why? Because it's not just a copy, it's a crime. Our biggest fears, I think, have come to fruition. I don't have Ayame's hand gone through the entire bag. It's got holes in it. Me concerned. So what I'm going to do is have a look inside the tote that I was holding these in. There's a few figures that are also missing. I could have sworn I had more Lapina figures. I did. Ayane's hand is not inside the tote that I was storing that bag in. Right. Well, Ayane, we've got some good news. You can take part in the Paralympics. This is really disappointing. It's such a nice figure. Man, that's frustrating. Right, what I'll do is I'll put lids on these things now. What I'll do is make a label for the, or I could, no, I'll put it at the bottom of the one where the toys have been gone through. Hey, Gollips. Rumor has it there was once called Live from the Orifice, but while YouTube were impressed he could get a whole Logitech up there, he had to change it. Hey, Gollips. Oh yeah, I've been going through the toys today, Gollips. I've been telling everyone the story of how you bought massive job lots full of Pokemon toys. I've been going through the toys and cleaning them up where applicable with isopropyl alcohol. Tell me, Mr. Survival Horror, would you like a Resident Evil 2 Hunter? Right. Right, 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 right. Right, 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 right. Right, 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 right. Okay. I'll put him to one side. Disgaea girl is clean. Vegeta's clean. Donkey Kong's tie is now glued back together. Could have sworn I had more of these Love Hina clay figures. They're not amongst the box. And 2 Skylanders. I didn't even know I had any Skylanders. Those I'll separate for the time being. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Right, I'm going to need to see if I can track down Ayame's hand. I'm sure I've got another box or bag of toys somewhere. And with any luck, Ayame's hand might be in that box. I can't wait for us to start going through the boxes this end. Yeah, there's going to be some things to find. We might find Ayame's hand. Yeah, the hunter, you might have to play around to find the exact articulation where he'll be happy to stand. Because, he really doesn't like standing. He is one of my cooler toys. You might have to make a display with him or something. Like, I can think of one solution. Like, I picked up these things from Wish. They're sticky, transparent plastic. You put one side on the surface you want to stick and the other side on another platform, on another surface. I mean, that's one method of sticking stuff. It's how I put the posters up in the office. Yeah, we'll figure out. We'll figure out to stand. Right, okay. But yeah, it looks like he's not going to sit. Anyway, I've learned a few things. Number one, that the McDonald's toys, where they're painted, the paint gets stripped off by the isopropanol. Not great. Second thing I realised is I thought that was a bag full of toys that would need gluing. 2 needed gluing. Go figure. Oh, shut the fuck up. And I've got here a box of bell ends that need medical attention. Poor Ayane and her missing hand. Donkey Kong needs some paint on his chest because he's a bit white on his chest. Lara Croft needs some brown paint on her hair. Things like that. But yeah, that'll do for now. That's... yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go eat something, and then I am gonna play some Robocop. You're free to join me. Not for the food. The food's mine. I'll make a thumbnail for this in a bit. Probably while I'm eating. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. La 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 la. Until next time, if we live that long, you know, I don't really do like the fancy outros in the office. Yeah, thank you, Tak. It's really disappointing the arm, the missing arm and hand for Ayame. I'm gonna have to I've looked through the other bags. I know there's other areas where there's figurines. Laters. Bye. Until next time, if we live along, whatever.